You're the reason this company lost $2.3 million. My CEO screamed in front of 400 employees, but one hidden email changed everything and exposed a betrayal nobody saw coming. The moment those words exploded through the auditorium speakers, I felt every eye in the company lock onto me. 400 employees. 400 silent faces. And me, standing frozen in the center aisle, holding a presentation clicker that suddenly felt heavier than a brick. My name is Ethan. At the time, I was a mid-level operations manager at a rapidly growing technology company. For 7 years, I had sacrificed weekends, missed birthdays, skipped vacations, and poured everything into helping the company succeed. I believed loyalty mattered. I was about to learn a painful lesson. It started as a quarterly company-wide meeting. Everyone expected announcements about growth, bonuses, and future expansion. Instead, our CEO stormed onto the stage looking furious. His face was red. His jaw was clenched. The atmosphere felt wrong immediately. Without warning, a giant slide appeared behind him. A graph showed a project failure that had allegedly cost the company over $2.3 million. Then my name appeared on the screen. Large. Bold. Impossible to miss. A collective gasp swept through the room. My stomach dropped. I could barely breathe. Then the CEO pointed directly at me. Stand up. The room became silent. I stood. My legs felt weak. Then he delivered the sentence that shattered everything. You are responsible for this disaster. The audience erupted into whispers. No way. Seriously? I thought he was one of the best managers. My heart pounded violently. I tried speaking. Sir, there has to be no excuses. His voice thundered across the room. You ignored warnings. You failed to act. You cost this company millions. The humiliation was unbearable. People I had worked beside for years wouldn't even look me in the eye. Others stared openly. Some looked shocked. Others looked disappointed. At that moment, I felt my entire career collapsing. The next few days were worse. Far worse. Coworkers avoided me. Conversations stopped when I entered rooms. One colleague I considered a friend suddenly became distant. Another whispered loudly enough for me to hear. How does someone mess up that badly? Every word felt like another knife. I spent sleepless nights replaying every detail. Every report. Every meeting. Every decision. Something didn't make sense. I knew I hadn't ignored any warnings. I knew I had followed company procedures exactly. Yet, somehow all evidence pointed at me. Or at least that's what everyone believed. 3 weeks later, while reviewing archived project files, I noticed something strange. A missing communication log. At first it seemed insignificant. Then I dug deeper. My pulse quickened. Several approval records had vanished. Not deleted. Moved. Hidden. The deeper I searched, the more disturbing the truth became. Someone had altered project documentation. Someone had removed critical emails. Someone had intentionally redirected blame. My hands trembled. Because the evidence pointed to one person. Ryan. My direct supervisor. The same manager who had comforted me after the public humiliation. The same manager who had repeatedly said, "Don't worry. We'll get through this." The same manager who had testified against me during the investigation. I couldn't believe it. Ryan had mentored me for years. He attended my wedding. He called me family. Yet the digital records told a horrifying story. The project failure wasn't caused by my decisions. It was caused by Ryan approving a risky shortcut despite repeated warnings. Warnings he received. Warnings he ignored. Warnings he later erased. Then came the most shocking discovery. An internal email chain. Hidden deep inside a backup archive. One message stopped me cold. Ryan had written, "If this goes bad, Ethan handled implementation. Responsibility can be directed there." I stared at the screen. Again. And again. And again. I couldn't believe what I was reading. My mentor had planned an escape route months before the project failed. And I was it. Armed with evidence, I requested a meeting with the executive board. Most executives expected another desperate attempt to clear my name. Instead, I arrived carrying hundreds of pages of documentation. The room felt tense. Ryan sat confidently at the opposite end of the table, smiling, almost amused, until I started presenting. The smile disappeared. Page after page, email after email, timestamp after timestamp. The truth unfolded. Silence filled the room. One board member leaned forward. Another removed his glasses. A third simply stared in disbelief. Ryan's face became pale. Then came the hidden email. The room exploded. What is this? Are these records authentic? You redirected responsibility intentionally? Ryan began stammering. I can explain. No. The board chair interrupted. You already have.